Throughout history, the CIA has been involved in countless operations that shaped the course of world events. Some were successful, others controversial, and many were downright shocking. Today, we dive into the most jaw-dropping CIA operations in history, operations that will leave you questioning the boundaries of secrecy, ethics, and power. And Operation MKUltra. Let's begin with one of the most infamous and disturbing programs in the CIA's history, Operation MKUltra. During the Cold War, the US government was desperate to develop mind control techniques that could be used for interrogation and psychological warfare. MKUltra was a secret project that began in the 1950s, where the CIA experimented with LSD, hypnosis, and other drugs on unknowing citizens, including prisoners, mental patients, and even children. The program's aim? To break down the human mind and manipulate it. The results were disastrous. Victims suffered from long-term psychological damage, and the program was eventually exposed in the 1970s. Despite official investigations, many of the records were destroyed, leaving behind a dark and mysterious chapter in history. 2. Operation Paperclip. Next, we have Operation Paperclip, a program that brought over 1,500 Nazi scientists, engineers, and doctors to the US after World War II. While the Nazis were responsible for some of the worst atrocities in history, the CIA saw these individuals as valuable assets in the race against the Soviet Union. They were put to work in American defense and space programs. The most well-known of these scientists was Wernher von Braun, the mastermind behind the V-2 rocket and later NASA's Apollo missions. Despite their Nazi ties, these scientists were given new identities and allowed to work for the US government, creating a moral dilemma that still sparks debate today. Operation Gladio. Operation Gladio is another chilling operation that many people have never heard of. During the Cold War, the CIA secretly funded and trained a series of stay-behind armies in Europe meant to fight against the Soviet Union in the event of a communist takeover. These secret groups, hidden in plain sight, were involved in numerous covert operations and even acts of terrorism. In Italy, Operation Gladio was linked to a series of bombings and political assassinations, all aimed at creating chaos and preventing the rise of left-wing political movements. It wasn't until the 1990s that the existence of these operations was publicly acknowledged, raising serious questions about the CIA's role in shaping European politics during the Cold War. Further, the Bay of Pigs invasion. One of the most famous failures in CIA history was the Bay of Pigs invasion in 1961. The CIA's goal was simple: overthrow the communist government of Fidel Castro in Cuba. The plan involved a covert operation to train Cuban exiles to invade and spark an uprising against Castro. But the mission was a disaster. The invasion was poorly executed, and the exiles were quickly overwhelmed by Castro's forces. The operation ended in humiliation for the CIA and the US government. Castro's regime was solidified, and the world saw how even the most powerful intelligence agency could be outwitted by an island nation. For Operation Chaos. Finally, let's discuss Operation Chaos, a secret CIA program aimed at monitoring anti-Vietnam War activists during the 1960s and 70s. The CIA was concerned that protests and dissent could be part of a communist conspiracy to undermine the US government. Under Chaos, the CIA infiltrated student groups, civil rights organizations, and even the media, tracking and spying on citizens who were exercising their constitutional right to protest. The operation remained hidden for years, but it was eventually exposed, leaving a nation questioning how far the government should go to protect national security and at what cost to individual freedoms. The CIA has played a pivotal role in shaping the world we live in, but not all of its operations have been above board. From mind control experiments to secret armies and failed invasions, the CIA's history is filled with shocking, often controversial actions. These operations serve as a reminder of the power and secrecy of intelligence agencies and the risks of unchecked authority. Thank you for watching. If you found these stories fascinating, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content that uncovers the secrets of history.